Welcome to To Be Continued. My name's Jake.
My name is Garrett.
And my name is Dare, and you're listening to Be Continued, where we continue all your favorite stories from TV, movies, and anything else pop culture related.
Today's topic. Very excited for this one. One of the best comedic... I don't know. It's a great movie. Very funny. Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, 100%. And like I don't know. I feel like this movie is one of those ones where you shout out and it's not necessarily at the top of your thoughts even. Like, I honestly sometimes will forget about it. Like shame on me for doing so, because it's honestly like kind of a masterpiece in a lot of ways.
I agree.
It's a solid movie through and through. Like,
ensemble movies are fun, but they're also hard to do in a like comedic way. You know what I mean? Like, ensemble movies are hard enough, but like with like a comedy ensemble, it's usually like there's a couple standouts. I think everyone really handles it, and even like the more ancillary characters, whether it's like who is that, Matthew McConaughey as like the agent, like trying to get I got you, TiVo. Like, I got you, TiVo. Or then, like, what do you have? Tom fucking Cruise, right?
Cruise. That was the biggest.
Ted. Wait, who?
No,
what's the name of the guy? Tugman, right?
No.
Something Tugman? Les Grossman, sorry.
Les Grossman.
Jack Black's character is Tugman something.
His name is Les Grossman?
Yeah, Les Grossman.
Less gross of a man.
Yeah.
He's a gross man. Like, I see what you did there, Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good, like, funny movie. You know, and it never gets old. You could rewatch it and still feel like you didn't see it coming. Versus, like, the comedies today that are pretty, like, cheaply made and stuff like that. But this is, like, a solid, like, passion project.
It's just that, like, needle in a haystack. Just,
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It just stands out. And, like, not a lot of comedies from that era, like, really stand out in, like, in a creative way. Like, this is, like, a different style. Like, it's, like, a movie within a movie, but done in, like, a really fucking interesting way. Because it totally, like... the way the whole plot turns on them, and like it actually like they are being really attacked and shit, and like their like director explodes in the middle of the like rainforest.
Oh my god!
It's like, the minute that happens and you don't know that that's happening, because again, like when I went into this, like to set the stage, like I was in 8th grade. This was a movie that my dad and I saw, and we always picked movies to go like see together. Like we would work fucking. He was always just doing something around the house, and I would help him throughout the weekend. And then, like, somewhere in there, we would fit a movie in. He'd pick one, and the next weekend, I'd pick one. I picked Tropic Thunder. He agreed, though, not realizing that it's not a war movie. Like, we didn't really see, like, dude, like, I saw it because, like, posters, like, again, we were at this fucking theater in my city, like, every single week, so I'm telling you, I must have just saw posters. He's like, oh, that looks good, not realizing what the fuck it is, really. We walk in a little late, and, like, you know how they play the fake previews? Like, my dad and I are sitting there, and it's like Tobey Maguire is a gay monk.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah!
My dad's, like, looking at me, and I'm, like, looking at him, like, is that Spider-Man? Like, why is he, like... And he was just in Spider-Man 3 right around this time, so it's just, like, what? Like, is this a movie coming out? And then, like, it clicks, and then we, like, are like, oh, like, this isn't like, a war movie. Now. It is, but it's, like, about to be hilarious. And I don't think he realized how rated R it was, because I was, like, probably 12 or 13, so, like, he was just sitting there, and, like, it just rolled. But that was one of those moments where... a parent, I feel like, is laughing so hard that they just throw their hands up as far as like you know, we're here. Like they're like, this is about to be amazing. Like I actually don't care if he's too young, because this is about to be a moment for us. Because I was dying, because this was like shit. I never knew I was allowed to laugh at in front of my dad in a way. Like
that weird,
and I'm sure I had seen shit like Deep Blue Sea was the first rated R movie I saw, but that's not like this. Like this is like a rated R comedy. Like Dodgeball was another one. That was when my dad had to talk to me on the drive home about what a lesbian was, and I always can remember the painful look in his face, because he was just like, damn, this is like way too young to start. Like, I didn't think I'd have to start telling you about this shit yet. Like, it's like 2007, 6, and it was just like, that's like a similar one to what this shit did. But yeah,
this is a side note, but I was watching like the movie Sausage Party.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I look down after the whole movie's done, the credits, like the whole orgy scene, everything. I see a dad get up with his 2 daughters that are like, you mean so in the little, theater? Like, yeah, in the theater. I saw it in theater.
And I'm so glad my dad didn't do that to me, like with like our experience during that. But
as I sit here and think, I'm like, wait, hold on. How did Grown Ups 2 have a sequel, but Tropic Thunder did not?
Well, okay, Adam Sandler's a different case, man. I'm proud of Ben Stiller for the Tropic Thunder, and I wish we could see more. But Grown Ups 2, I'm not gonna say it was like a good choice.
I haven't seen Ben Stiller in anything in quite some time. I feel like.
Well, he had the Zoolander thing. I don't know. How
Oh
well
yeah,
did,
that
though.
was.
I
Yeah.
didn't do the second one. I didn't see the second one. I saw the first one. It was dumb funny.
So overall thoughts are positive of Tropic Thunder.
Oh,
So
hell yeah.
what? How would you want to see it continued?
All right. So giving it some thought, I was thinking like, okay, what makes Tropic Thunder, malleable? Like, what can we like move around? The characters they're pretty solid characters. Each one had like a compelling story and like a complete character arc. So I'd like to see that continued, but maybe just the either genre or war change. So I was thinking maybe like to see that same cast now do another ensemble in. Let's say they went to a different war. What about the war in Afghanistan? Would you want to see like a present day? Like almost instead of like how they did an action movie, they could do a documentary to like, or a mock documentary to do something with like bringing the actors into that still comedy role, but switching the platform that they're like filming on.
I think we might get borderline offensive. I don't know. Like,
Dude, okay, that movie was borderline offensive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
okay,
right.
That
Okay.
whole
But,
movie
hey,
is
the best
based
part
on
is-
offense.
The best part about that movie is it's borderline. It's like right on the borderline where you're like, because I think the only offensive part was I remember like hearing about it was like the lashback of the overuse of the word retard in the movie.
That, and then you have, I mean,
Are you
the
talking
whole
about
Robert Downey.
blackface?
No, well, the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing's a little bit, but then you also have Robert Downey Jr. pretending to be an Asian, as a rice farmer at the end when he's like,
Oh, yeah.
and the way he's talking, and he's like, like, he's just like going off, and like they have like subtitles, or like, if I remember correctly, and I'm just like, that's fine, like it's not, like I'm not saying like all I'm saying is that like inherently offensive things are allowed to be funny, and they do ride that line okay. Yeah. Like they're perfectly fine. Probably in 2019 there would have been more backlash. Like there, you could already see the articles, you know what I mean, like the headlines. But I don't think that at any point it was like that's the beauty of comedy, is if you can ride that line perfectly, then it's okay to laugh. I feel like it's just when you take it too far is when like you got to be like, okay, dude, but what was the point? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what was the point? Like, well, who was that guy from Seinfeld where he did that like infamous stand-up set and he just says the N-word?
Yeah.
And it's like, if you watch that set, it's like, whether or not like it's okay or not, the people laugh at the first time. Like in context, it was like, okay, like that's your choice. Like that's a weird way to phrase that joke, but okay. It's when he starts saying it for the 10th time that it's like, okay, what the hell are you doing? Like your joke is lost. Like the way you're communicating what is funny is not funny anymore, and that's where it can get outlandish. And I feel like him doing that like was just enough right across all levels. Like you have a white guy playing a guy in blackface the whole time on screen, and you have to ride that line very, very, very meticulously and very smart. Like
I
very
definitely
smart.
think that you hit it right on the head when you said that if that movie had come out in 2019, it would have been a lot different, I think.
Well, I feel like it still would have gotten the same like
It still holds up. I don't know if you guys have seen it recently. I watched it a few months ago, and it was so good. Like,
Oh yeah, I
So
would
good.
more than love to watch
so
it again.
good. But you're right, dude. Like that headline, like we had people talking about how, who's the actor that just played someone in a wheelchair recently?
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and you know that there would have been like Robert Downey Jr. is playing a man in blackface. Like those headlines on TMZ would have been happening like months into production. There would have been set photos of that motherfucker.
Yeah. But it's like the character driven part.
I mean, he's a bigger star now too.
Like, oh well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Robert Downey Jr.
I think
is-
they didn't recognize him first.
The
so
first
like,
role
that's just a
after
normal-
Endgame is him in
He's going-
blackface. Like
it's
that's
fine
been
here.
Jesus.
So how would you guys? Well, okay. So what do you guys think of a documentary though of like those characters in like the war in Afghanistan? Because I'd love to see them like, I don't know, almost try to be like, let's not do the same thing, and then eventually do the same thing as far as they go. Like an IED blows up their like what is it?
Director.
No, not director, but the get a new director and keep him with the cast now. And make it kind of like The Hangover, where it's like, oh, you're not used to this, are you? And the director's like, no, like. But anyway, I'm saying like the IED blows up. Who's like the location manager or whatever? The person who's like on set, like telling the cast and crew like where to go and things like that.
Whoever
like the
Danny
location.
McBride's character, yeah, right.
No, I mean like,
He's like special effects or like
Oh, the
explosives or
director, like
something.
the actual director, the guy with the long hair who blows up.
No. I'm not thinking about the movie. I'm just thinking about as far as like movie productions go. There's a location manager, and I'm making up this title now because this is the best way I can explain it.
Yeah.
But like someone who's like on like who scopes out the different sets.
Yeah, it's called like scouting and shit. So
yeah. What if that person blows up, and then they go like into the wrong areas?
What?
So I'm saying like that person, that role of a person blows up, and then the cast and the director go into like the wrong area and like the Taliban, and like, oh man, they could like almost like a road trip through Afghanistan.
So is this pre-production? So the movie's not even like I could already see, you know how they start the movie with the news article with the news, and she's like, yeah, first time director Damian Blank is already $100,000 over budget, and and 3 days later you could see that like the same news like caster just comes on, and she's like, yeah, Damian Blank or like whatever, who would give this guy money? The movie, like the set's not even in production, and there's already this headline, you know what I mean? Like you could already see where it's just like they actually give these people money again, like some fucking producer does. Les Grossman's like, fine guys, you have one fucking chance, and then it doesn't even get off the ground to where the point like cameras are rolling, like they get fucking kidnapped during the scouting of the locations or something. Like
that's a good idea.
It's just like that in itself is like perfect for that crew. Like, you know what I mean? Who would give these guys another movie? Let's be real in this world. Like if
well, you said that they learn at the last thing, like after they go through all of that, they're like, we weren't even gonna give you money anyway. Like, we just wanted you to go and like scout places.
It was all a ruse. It was all a ruse set up by who got fucked over the most in that first movie? Did anyone get fucked over?
Yeah.
Was it the opium people? Technically, like did they get who would have the most revenge?
Ooh, as far as like a revenge going?
Yeah.
Because like what you just said, that'd be fucking sly. If like they think that they have this money for this movie, they're going to this really dangerous place to scout locations. There's no money, no movie, and it's set up by one person in the crew. Boom.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's like Ben Stiller's like, guys, I just wanted us to come back together. I just wanted us to get back on the set.
What if it's Matthew McConaughey's character? Because he wanted the TiVo to be sooner. He's still just like the whole movie ends up just being about the TiVo still. Like,
got you the TiVo, you never even used it. This is my way. I'm filming you now. That would be funny if like he just like forgot about it.
And the whole joke is that TiVo's not even like a technology people that like appreciate like they did in 2008. Like,
that should be the reason. He's like, I didn't want TiVo anymore. You know, I have YouTube and Hulu and Netflix. I just don't use it.
I have a Sling box, a Sling TV,
Roku.
Yeah, Roku, Netflix. Jesus, that was still when Netflix was in a disc for your Wii. Just throwing that out there for time like constructs. There was no streaming. Like that just blew my mind actually. Like yeah, TiVo was a big deal in 2008.
Yeah,
that was like gold. Like you could record your TV and you don't have to be at your couch when it debuts.
Yeah,
that's insane.
I mean,
sorry, I just like this isn't a technology podcast, but that was like sorry for a moment. I was like, whoa, TiVo! Shout out to them, dog. TiVo. Shout out to TiVo.
Product placement.
Big MVP of this podcast right now.
Okay, so
I like that though. No, yeah, I think the idea of continuing this is hard, and like when you were like, how did what'd you say? Paul Blart get a sequel? No, what'd you say?
No, Grown Ups.
How'd Grown Ups get a sequel? And like while they are different beasts, like the whole Adam Sandler machine is like a weird thing. Yeah. It's because like I think they hit gold. Like I think when you look at it, it's like Ben Stiller directed this. Like when you look at who's in the cast, like and you look at where Robert Downey Jr. was in his career. And like all this stuff, like you don't know that Iron Man's gonna take off. Like Jack Black's there, like it's just like it's this weird fucking amalgamation of just these like about to be superstars. Like Danny McBride is a brilliant writer. He wrote the most recent reboot of Halloween. Even his acting in that Alien Covenant was cool. Like he was my favorite part of that whole movie. And like just the things that those people have done, like each and every one of them for their careers. Like Jack Black has a fucking YouTube channel right now that he's playing video games on.
Oh
like,
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And he's having like the time of his life. It's just like it's so cool to see like where they are now, and like like Matthew McConaughey fucking won a fucking Oscar. Like it's just like it's weird, you know what I mean? Just weird. And then Robert Downey Jr. is probably the most paid actor in the world. Like you know, and it's like that's just gold. And I think maybe if all their careers didn't go in that direction, it would have been easier to get them all back for a sequel. But like, I'm kind of glad that they never touched it. Like when I think about it, because I'm like, this is beautiful, especially the way that it ages and stuff. But if you're gonna continue it, and you gotta just lend on to the fact that all these people are just playing actors, and that there's other ways to like put them on set together. And like, you know what I mean? Like
it's not a war movie, maybe.
Well, I'm just saying you can go in the war movie direction because that's comfortable. And if you want to just do a spin on like what you're saying, where it's not just another like oh, they're on a movie set.
Yeah,
There's like a way that you can spin it. How we just kind of drafted up this whole like oh, I was one of them. Like you know what I mean? But still, I think the ground basis for a sequel or for continuing, if you're not going prequel or anything, like I think keeping them on a set is like the only way to do it, and it's weird. Or, I mean, do you want to hear my pitch?
Yeah.
Like, what if you?
That's why we're here.
So this movie fails, or is the whole movie of Tropic Thunder the movie that they put out? Like, I never understood, because there's like a beginning, like title card where it says like this is the movie that ended up being made. And then, so I always interpreted that like the movie of Tropic Thunder, and that's why there's previews in front of it at the beginning, is that this is the movie.
Oh,
you get what I mean?
Yes,
these are the trailers for the movie, and this is the actual. So like, then that just fucks up my head, because then it's like, okay, then that means that someone else had a camera the whole time, like filming from like, you know what I mean? That's a little weird.
There was hidden
so I don't know.
cameras in the trees and stuff.
Oh, dude,
But I don't know how well like the actual.
That's the
filming of it
recovered
was.
footage. Because then like what I always think
recovered
about
footage film.
That's so that it's like basically what Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, like those movies,
but
or Paranormal
with a bunch of
Activity,
dick jokes and some blackface, bro. It's just
Yeah.
a little bit different. Just a little, it's in the same family as Blair Witch Project.
That's all you need
Nah.
for Tropic Thunder, you know?
Yeah, realistically.
So let's look at the premise of this. That movie comes out. Is that movie successful?
I think
Like,
it was successful. I think
There's no way they could have the whole
No, it
original
is.
cast. If they did have the whole original cast, I do feel like it could be successful. But most likely there'd
Well,
be
I'm
at
saying
least
in the
one
world of
key.
Tropic Thunder, where that movie comes out, and it's all these actors, and and they're all in these movies. In this hypothetical world where that movie came to theaters, is that movie really successful when it's about a failure movie that you've been hearing? Like, I feel like it
No.
would be successful.
I don't think
but
it
it
could
wouldn't
be.
do anything for any of their careers.
No, I think in the ending of the movie, they
It says that it like
it did like I knew it did good for like Tug Speedman, like the main character. Like it was put out what they had and people.
So did
liked
they
it.
do a montage at the end that I'm not remembering where it
I-
shows like how they like ended up? Because my whole thing is I want to see like a TMZ perspective, like where they're like basically like interviewing
like a
all these like a
background documentary, yeah,
like but
about
no
how-
like
Yeah,
of like what happened
Like,
after
what
Tropic
ha-
Thunder.
like the fire thing on Netflix.
Like
Oh my
pictured-
god, that would be
It-
funny.
but
like,
the exact same for
Exactly.
Tropic Thunder,
Exactly.
and it's like behind the scene. That would go perfectly with like the kind of theme of like behind the scenes.
Like I think none of them had a good career after that. That's all I'm saying. Like I think that the guy did like Lazarus, like what's his name? Something Lazarus, bless you.
Thank you.
What was it? Doug Lazarus? Wait,
Kirk.
Lazarus. Doug Lazarus. Kirk Lazarus. Like I feel like he's forever gonna be known as the guy who was in black. Like I feel like you don't come back. He went through surgery in that world.
Oh,
see-
yeah.
you know what I
What
mean?
the
Like it's
hell?
not even like he was in blackface technically. Like him, Kirk. Like you
Oh,
know
yeah,
what I
he
mean?
was.
Like
He
him,
did
Kirk.
go
He
through
went through surgery. So it's like okay. Like, what the fuck? And then the other guy who's Simple Jack is trying to come back, and he doesn't come back. So it's like, okay. And then the other guy who's addicted to cocaine. Apparently, it's good for him. Like, that's fine. Give the guy who's addicted to cocaine on set, like, a
No, it was
good-
heroin, wasn't it?
Oh, was it heroin? I always just saw him, like,
Yeah,
snorting
no, it's
shit. But
heroin,
yeah,
yeah.
it was heroin. You're right. Because it was like, yeah, because they had the heroin
Jesus,
plant. Yeah.
gnarly.
Yeah. But,
when he finds the big golden.
yeah,
like,
and then you have booty
mound.
juice,
Yeah.
or booty
juice.
juice
Yep.
or whatever. Like, that shit was just funny.
Like,
But
that was supposed to be
none of those
Tyga.
people walked away with like hella more offers to be in movies. So I just think like if you really lent on the fact that just ruined their careers because they had somewhat successful, like this was supposed to be the comeback movie and then it wasn't, and then you just go on this super weird documentary TMZ like style of just seeing all the shit that they get into. Like I bet that guy was more addicted to heroin, is all I'm saying. And like you could make that into a fucked up comedy about the
you can make
actors.
that
of these
into like
people.
a fire festival like style, but they could be like talking about Tropic Thunder
Yes.
2.
Yes.
So you have all the characters lined up, like one person's in jail, one person's like all over, and they have to explain the events. So you kind of see like flashbacks or almost like the like little just scenes in between the interviews of like how Tropic Thunder 2 failed, like in the production state.
Right.
Because like let's not even get them to the movie, but like say that it turned into this huge crime that we were like some of us were arrested for, others are banned from certain activities and things like that, like the heroin thing.
Right.
Like you definitely turn that into them like just in remorse and saying like, look, we're sorry, but this happened, and then you just show it all.
That's so funny, bro. Because
Like-
it's just like there's so many ways that you could go about it too. Like
Because
I
they're
want a
actors
list
and
of
they're
all their
valuable.
fucking character names real quick.
Okay.
What did you think about that, Jake? Taking a documentary style approach to these actors.
Because it
I'm
was
sitting
an
here
action
thinking,
movie.
and I'm like, I think that's a great idea, but then it's like, wait, isn't that what the whole movie was in the first place?
Well, it's kind of like
Like
behind
the
scenes.
movie of Tropic Thunder or our movie. Like it's not what I'm saying. Like we're also looking at this from the like. There's so many layers to this movie that in this world, like.
Oh, you could do another layered documentary, but in their world.
I'm saying it's in their world. Like, like it's all in their world. So it's like to them, they're not Ben. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we want to see the aftermath too. Like,
yes, but I'm saying if you took it from that perspective, where it's like, what if like the guy who played Simple Jack, the only role he could make was like he self-funded, like he gets paid from the movie. Even though it's a failure, Tropic Thunder, or it's a success. So what does he do? He funds, like, self-funds Simple Jack 2, thinking that it's going to come back and be this big hit. And it's still just a big hit only in that one country. Like that, you know what I mean? And then, like, you could just see him sitting in the interview chair just being like, I spent all my fucking money from Tropic Thunder onto Simple Jack 2. And then, like, they cut to the other guy, and he's like, yeah, he really thought Simple Jack 2 was going to take off. And he's just like, I lost everything.
He's like, I don't know. After he came back from the whole like Vietnam trip, he was just obsessed.
It was
Simple Jack
obvious.
back.
It's just so many fucking
tell him.
things.
He was so happy.
It's so many fucking things, dude. Or just the dude who like got the skin change. Like he just can't. He can't wear like he can't show his face in public. Like because they're just like look at him as the white guy is now the black guy. Like he's like what so like what group of people do you hang out with like when you're just known as that guy?
Well, honestly, it'd be funny to see him like be put in like a Medea movie.
Oh,
or
like
that's
like the only roles that he's getting. Oh my god, that's funny.
And then there's so many like, so those are the
That's
roles
so
he's.
funny.
Kirk Lazarus is
because in the
Kirk
end
Lazarus
he's still
is
that
also.
super. He like in the movie he's still that super like I'm an actor. Like he like won like Oscars in that world too. So it's like for him to end up on Medea films is
or
like
Moonlight.
even or like. Or Moonlight.
Or like movies like that.
Wow.
When I say this because this is like, but how weird would it be that he still gets these roles,
right?
Even though there's tons of like hate and like outrage from the audience and things like that, but he still like gets these like Oscar roles.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna name out a movie, but there are a lot of movies where it's like kind of just fucked up to picture that like that type of like a person who's like a white guy who got a fucking skin color change. Like dude, there's so many movies like oh my god, like fuck that's like. That's in that like that is the exact type of comedy that like Tropic Thunder brought through though is like the layers of just smart. You know what I mean? Like it's just smart comedy that like also has its own dick jokes and fart jokes, but like it's also layered just through like this guy who's like addicted to heroin and like his only roles are through these like fart films that are basically like Big Mama's House and shit. Like everything has a tie to this real world and you're like, dude, that's that type of actor. That's that type of person. Like
I really want to see like if he was just like that would be so satisfying. Just literally a background documentary, and then like halfway through, like it ends like the Tropic Thunder thing, and then it talks about like the aftermath, like in their real life.
Yep.
Would they like obviously make it funny? But like that would be so good.
It's like the only person who actually walked away from the like set successful is the nerdy one, and he wrote like he wrote like 7 books. Like he turned this whole thing into a positive. He was the only one smart enough to just be like, no, I wrote 7 books and got a degree and I'm a doctor now and I have 30 children. He's like I'm really happy. Yeah, like he's just like the only one.
Create an app.
What if he was like super like calm and relaxed and like wealthy and he's that dick character that's just always in a good mood and he's talking like you can put him in the shit situation when they go out and like all hell breaks loose and he could just be like, well, as long as you breathe and hold in your peace, you can then be free. And then like the other actors like going through, or the cocaine actors like, I don't want to hear you right now. And he's just like flipping at him. It's just like, calm down, peaceful. Can that be? No, you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Nah.
You ain't gotta apologize.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
I tried to roll with it.
I was treacherous. No, I'm just kidding. But do you think spinoffs are an option as well? Like, is there any characters? Because I know there was
spinoffs
like
could mean so many different things in this universe.
So there was gonna be a Les Grossman spinoff for a long time. Like, even though he was like one of the only people who was like ancillary, there was gonna be a whole movie about him as like managing all these people and like funding all these movies. But
I don't think I would like that.
I think they could have done it really well, but that's just because that is like such a departure for Tom Cruise that it's like
you're right. They could do that very well.
They could do it really well. I just think
kind of sneak in like the same people and like have the same kind of an idea.
Yeah, you can play him in different ways. Like Matthew McConaughey's character probably could have popped in as a recurring character, and you could have worked that in, like him working with these other agents. Like you could sprinkle it into where it doesn't feel like it's independent to anything that happened in the actual Tropic Thunder film, but it also like have you ever seen Get Him to the Greek and how that's like a sequel to
What's a sequel?
It's a spin-off. Like the rock star in Get Him to the Greek is like the singer in like another comedy film, and it's like such a cool way, and like people don't even realize
Wedding
it.
Singer?
No, not the Wedding Singer, but like that's like Russell Brand played like that character by the same name. Oh, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall, like the guy he's playing, like in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, you know how he's like a pop star and shit.
Yeah.
That's the same character in Get Him to the Greek.
No way.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so it's just like little shit like that where it doesn't matter if you saw Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but if you did, there is little things in Get Him to the Greek that like makes you be like, oh, that's funny as fuck. Like, that's actually really cool. Like that.
Connects and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not like they're not mutually exclusive to one another. You know what I mean?
That's
But they do take place in the same world. So it's like if you did a Les Grossman one, it's like it doesn't have to really. It can mention Tropic Thunder, but like it doesn't have. You know, you could go on a crazy fucking story with that guy because that guy's fucking nuts. Like,
Totally good.
it's a fun ass character. Is there any other fun ass character though that like would work? Like,
Dude, yeah, Danny McBride would be cool. To do
oh, like
another
him
one.
just fucking
That
doing all these
character was
like,
dope. Just
dude,
blowing up hella shit.
all the shit he would say, like all
they
the
could
cuss
bring him
words and
out.
whatnot, like
Yeah.
his phrases when he would blow stuff
Big
up.
ass
Like,
Yeah, so it's like
it's
move.
so
Yeah,
funny,
I gotcha.
dude. Man, funny as fuck.
I love this Les Grossman. Now I like this idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
Les
I
I wish
Grossman
it kind of
like that.
happened. Yeah.
And
would've
Danny
worked.
McBride, like he like brings him on. He's like, oh, I got someone who can do special effects.
Exactly.
And then it's like Danny
It's like
McBride
Grossman.
like just turns around like doing all the crazy shit.
What kind of movie would you want to see him like? What kind of like another Tropic Thunder like style humor wise?
I was thinking like them filming like a space horror movie or something like that.
Oh, like an alien kind of like.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You know, like just making like it's on a
Alien.
different planet. Like, oh, we have to go to another jungle or something because it's supposed to be on this crazy planet. Or like go to, I don't know. You could make it kind of anywhere.
Ooh, that would be cool to see like Danny McBride like mess around with like lasers and different like kinds of like explosions or like electrical fires and things. You can really have him play around in there.
I keep picturing scenes of him being like, "Oh, I got something for that." He turns around and he's got like this big ass like lightsaber or some shit. Like,
oh, then what would they? I don't know. It'd be that would be pretty cool to see. Like, I'm thinking of like letting loose animals inside of like a small like facility, like as like a scene. If you have like random actors kind of in the same style of Tropic Thunder, and then like actually releasing a wild animal, and they have to like either like I'm thinking like of bullfighting right now. Like if there was like a bull made up to be like an alien in that movie, like a sci-fi, and then like have him in like a shuttle or something like that. And then you see the other actors like have to like either dance around it, tame it, or you could have the like actual tamer dead, or like have him on set. Or maybe Danny McBride blows up the animal tamer, and that bull like gets out and he's like running around in like a sci-fi built like spaceship. You could have like that's what I'm thinking right now.
That's fire. But I think like the sci-fi angle would be funny. Just like, do you think like, is this after Tropic Thunder?
yes.
Like if they're on the set of another movie and it is a sci-fi film, so it's next. What if they think it's like a big budget like Star Wars type film, but it's really just like a direct to DVD like B movie?
Oh,
So then
That's
they
a
get to-
great idea.
So then they get to see like set, and it's just like the dude, like the big monster, like it's in the set in like. You can picture like the nerdy dude like reading like coming. He's like, "Did you guys read the fucking fight scene on page 34? It's insane. We fight a 300-foot monster." And in reality, it's just like a dude in a costume, and you guys are on your knees like to like get the scale right. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just like fucking hilarious. No, like just a guy like just the budget's not there. Like it's just like that's what I mean. Like they're thinking it's this big like CGI sprawling like fight scene with like made by like Lucas Arts, and it's just it's just a dude like very practical effects. We have a fog machine, a couple strobe lights, and some fake blood that we're gonna put in you, and like it'll just spray everywhere. Like, oh, all right.
So would it be like they're like starting the filming and just being like, this seems a little off, like this is whack, and then at the end like they see like the first like trailer, and it's like available now on DVD. They're like, yo, what?
Do you think like these guys would string together a good film in the end of this?
Well, I mean,
like it would be another kind of entertaining.
It would have to. I feel
I
like the movie wouldn't end up coming out
situation.
no matter what. But I don't know. I feel like these people should not make movies together after watching that. But
I like the idea of a Tug Speedman spinoff. Like, what if he's the only one that's like kept? Well, I mean, like Les Grossman, Tug Speedman, Danny McBride. I want all three of them to be.
All three of them.
Yeah.
That'd be the new trio. You could have them kind of like.
that's Jack Black's character, correct?
No, that's Ben
Tug
Stiller's.
Speedman's
Ben
Ben
Stiller.
Stiller.
What is fucking Fats?
Oh, he played the
He
played
played
the
the porky guy. Or
he played the
farts
Madeira
guy.
character too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You could have like the reason Tug Speedman's there is
Madeira,
like
Medea. I mean.
I knew what you meant. For some reason, I did.
you could have him like Les. He could be like, oh, I still got Tug Speedman on contract. We still got him for another movie. We need to milk this big, and I want just headlines. So they throw him in like what if like a parody movie? Like you pair him up with like different actors and like different scenes and things like that, where Tug Speedman has to do like the most grimy like trash, and then you can still have him work with the heroin addicted Jack Black character.
Hopefully, he's kicked the habit. You know.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
Maybe.
hopefully.
Yeah,
You never know.
I like the
Hopefully-
idea of having like a different, but like
Him
really-
trying to change his personality.
like a really weird addiction.
I just think if you made one today, you would do the 10 years later.
Yeah.
Where are they now?
I think
TMZ
that's
special.
I think that's
60
the
minutes.
best idea
It's
so far.
fucking funny.
That's gold.
Is there a way that you could continue like the island hijinks in animated form on like an Adult Swim?
I was halfway thinking that in the beginning. I feel like there's just so much like meaning in having them actually there, like Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Stiller. Like it almost take it away.
Would you guys want to see almost like a so take Tropic Thunder and like turn it into a TV show? You could probably do the same, like different like actors, like whoever's you said on the rise actors. You could do that for today's on the rise actors, and then put them in that same like writing style and like actors like turned into like a real situation kind of like TV series.
Only if the
Example.
TV series has commercial breaks of fake commercials, just like they.
Oh yeah, that'd be
fake
funny.
trailers.
Yeah.
I like that.
Even though it'd probably get annoying if you
I
had to
can
watch
see that
like a
being like a
commercial
Netflix
that's
series.
fake and then a real. Oh well, in a Netflix in streaming it would work if you had
Yeah.
a fake commercial.
Oh,
Like a cut
easy.
to fake commercial break. That's funny as fuck.
It'd be funny if they have commercials of like other commercials from different TV shows, like other fake commercials.
I think you could like just make a TV series though, even like on like.
Yeah.
I hope to God they don't, but like they could easily take that name and just make it like some cringy shit like on Fox, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you could just make it an island hijinks film or a TV show. But I think like, I don't know, man. Like,
Dude,
what if
what
you
if
just
they,
did
like-
it about
oh.
the heroin factory?
I have a good idea. What if they like go to like remake and make a Gilligan's Island movie, and they like reunite and like Ben Stiller's like Gilligan and like they all played the different characters.
That
Wait,
would be
Can
funny.
you remind me of like Gilligan's? I don't think I've seen it.
Gilligan's Island, it's like super old TV show, and like basically they're on a cruise or something and it crashes, so it's like
Oh,
like a handful of people stuck on this island.
okay, dude. You could definitely put like a reunion party.
Yeah.
And it all turns out to be like a scheme of Les Grossman to get more like money. Like they all said no to a sequel. But
Yeah.
Les Grossman like tampered with the boat and sent him off, and it like crashed on an island, and the whole island is like wired with cameras and stuff to just watch him turn into like Survivor. Gilligan
Exactly.
Island.
And the cool
That's
part would
what
be
I-
is
That would
like
be funny.
okay, so
You could
this is
say-
interesting.
yeah,
there's
yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's female characters in Gilligan's Island, so you'd have to create new
Yeah, okay.
like new fake characters within the Tropic Thunder universe. So like who would you want to be like the real life actress, and then come up with like a persona for them or whatever.
Like who?
So you just
if
like
we're gonna
more
add
character-
females
like-
to the
yeah.
cast,
Yeah, like who would you want?
you know, we're gonna throw in good old Margot Robbie, and
Oh, okay.
she's gonna play a very classy lady
Mhm.
who
I like
who
that.
wears white gloves, like the long ones that go to her elbows.
That's
So she's very high class. She likes tea at noon, and
Picturing this.
yeah, she's just very very high class actress. She plays the queen a lot, or like does a lot of period pieces.
Yeah, Margaret Robbie does?
No, in this world, like that's
Oh,
the
in the
actress she's
world.
playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say like,
That's
wait,
the actress she
I got
plays.
lost there.
Like people think that she's just playing herself because she really is that snooty in real life, but she's really just
Mm.
playing Victorian era people in films.
Hmm.
But she wants to. Her agent said to expand her.
That would be a
horizons.
good challenge for.
Or wait, this
the
isn't
Robert
a
Downey.
film, is it? Huh.
Well, no,
They're
I
just
mean,
going for like
Yeah,
a reunion.
it's a film.
But Les Grossman
Film.
could
Okay.
he could easily put those actors and actresses on the boat to say like, hey, there's a party, just come or whatever. We'll talk about like other movies and things like that you'll be in. Turns out to be the Tropic Thunder 2. He was just trying to get as many people on a boat as he could.
That's fucking.
So then you could add. I was thinking when you asked that question, I was thinking Millie Bobby Brown in Stranger Things.
yeah.
She could be like that snooty child actor that's like, I own everything. Like, I'm here just because my agent couldn't get me out of something else or something like that.
No, Les Grossman's her uncle.
Oh, he would do that to his own.
Yeah.
The only person he's nice to is his niece.
I know you think you're big right now.
He's
kid.
like gonna yell at the whole cast
Yeah.
or something. He's like, "Darling, just leave the room, baby." Like,
So would
just-
Millie Bobby
she
Brown
leaves the
have like
room,
an
yells at
alternate
everybody?
Like, would she be like a? She would be a different actress, right? Would you have to make up like an alternate version of like Stranger Things or something?
Well, yeah. Then you'd have to, yeah.
She just plays a version of like Millie Bobby Brown in this world.
The oddest things.
Yeah,
Like
the odd-
peculiar objects.
She's been in one TV series in the show, like the actress in the movie, and she's like only been in one TV series, and it's the oddest.
See, that would be
things.
a great
The
rival.
oddest materials. No, I'm trying to find like a synonym
Yeah.
for things that I can
Stuff.
Objects.
The oddest
odd
stuff.
odd stuff.
Odd stuff happening. or something.
Odd stuff happening.
You
Odd
could
stuffs.
definitely like pair her up with Tug
Odd
Speedman's
stuffs.
character. Like her and Tug Speedman would be like a great like.
She's known from Odd Stuffs.
Odd stuffs.
This
Yeah,
is-
you never seen Odd Stuffs, bro?
This is
Yeah, I
it.
caught it, dude. Like last Halloween.
Fuck,
Oh, wow, dude.
Odd Stuffs.
It's on Flixnet streaming service.
Otter Stuffs.
Okay.
All right.
Next.
Well, who would you want to see?
Yeah,
you
I
don't
got
have to-
Sheldon.
No. No.
Nah, we're good.
Okay, Tina Fey. I would like to see Tina Fey.
She could be dating Tug Speedman.
That's a good. Yeah, I like
They're
that.
bringing dates to these parties. What if Jack Black?
This sounds weird.
I like Jack Black having a supermodel wife,
Okay.
just
I
like
could see
the
that.
like Margot Robbie is his wife.
Yeah.
We could just do that.
Perfect.
Kill two
What
birds
about
with
What
one
about
stone.
Kirk Lazarus?
He's
Wait, we gotta.
I don't know.
Kirk.
It's hard.
Well, no, you're Kirk Lazarus. Like, even though that could be his wife, she could be really like good interaction with. Because you said that she does a lot of Victorian pieces and
Mhm.
biopics. She would be great to go against Robert Downey Jr.'s
Yep.
character.
The only
who's
person
like-
that can talk to her on an
Yeah, her level and
intellectual
stuff
level.
like that. And she could.
Oh,
Margot
you said that
Robbie could.
Margot Robbie is.
Jack Black's husband or
Jack
wife.
Black's wife.
But it's like such a
Oh.
juxtaposition between the two. But then the only
Yeah.
person who does those type of art house films is Kirk Lazarus. So like if they're all in the same room together,
They're
like
gonna
Margot
compete.
Robbie. What if
Yeah.
like Kirk like goes up to her like thinking like he's like her type and like she's just not interested. Like she is this way but doesn't talk to like other people. That's why she's with Jack Black. Like
Yeah.
yeah, like that's like not her thing. Like
She's
she
like
does-
obsessed with him.
She doesn't do. What were you gonna say? Sorry, I just thought
No,
that was
no, you're
funny.
good. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking that she could be like saying that you're not my type because you've lost your career doing like Tropic Thunder and things like that. You were respectable. You were
Oh.
respectable.
You were,
Ow.
But
ooh.
The
Well, it's like, why is she here? Why is she making Gilligan's Island? She's so.
well,
well,
aren't
no,
they
she's the wife of.
unknowingly?
Yeah,
aren't they
this is unknowingly.
Oh,
This
okay.
is like a
Unknowingly?
party for
So
the
it's like
Tropic Thunder
they're bringing
reunion party
dates,
or whatever. Like
so that's how we bring the females in. Is they
Well,
each bring
except
a
for Millie
date.
Bobby Brown.
And Millie
She's-
Bobby Brown, she's the niece of that's Tug's. No,
She's a +1.
yeah, +1. She's just there. She's the niece, dog.
You're sweating right there.
I don't know. Yeah, I lost it all.
There
Now
should-
the niece ain't working. Now
No,
the
the
niece ain't
niece can
working.
still. We can. These are people. We can
Alright,
put
you're right,
people on a
you're right.
boat. Everybody doesn't have to be wifed up. But it's like because we're focusing on no.
Okay, so Gilligan's
yeah.
Island.
Yes. I was thinking there should be an inside person, someone who knows that the boat's gonna crash, or someone who's supposed to
It's
crash the boat.
Jay. What's his name in the movie?
I
The
don't
smart
know.
guy.
The
The guy with the
smart-
glasses.
Oh,
It's
the
Jay Baruchel, right?
yes.
That's who plays him. I forget what his actual name is though.
We should do This
could-
Is the End next.
We could call him Dex.
no. How are you gonna? Oh yeah. Okay. Fine.
You know?
Hold on. I'm trying to pull it up. His
We're
name is-
gonna call him
Wait, never mind. How would you
Poindexter.
continue? This is the end.
But
Unless it's all in heaven.
this is the first one I feel like where
Reincarnation.
I don't have a video game.
You don't have a video?
I was thinking that too. There
just-
could be a good
Nah.
video game.
Don't touch it.
It'd be like Destroy All Humans. Only that was like fun, like comedic video game. You know.
Well,
Unless it
then-
was like Cookie Mama, but you're manufacturing heroin in that city, in that town.
I've never heard of Cookie Mama.
You ever heard of Cooking Mama?
Yeah, Cookie Mama.
It's fun. You
Yeah,
cook
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. It's for like the DS and like now it's on phones.
I
and
like the
shit.
art
Yeah,
of
it's
it.
on
They're
all-
all
Oh, the
cute.
art's very cool. Yeah, it's charming.
Anyway, so what if you took these actors and threw them into like the streets of Japan or like South Korea, where they're all like famous and things like that, but they get lost and like mixed up with a mob, or like if they're going to Japan, you can mix
In
them
the
up with
jacuzzi.
no Japan Yakuza.
Yakuza.
There you go. That's what I was trying to get there.
Jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Jacuzzi.
So you can be like
Jacuzzi.
They could be like held for ransom or being like traded or things like that would be.
Okay, so like kind of urban.
Yeah,
setting,
instead of like in the forest or whatever, the jungle,
Yeah.
they can put them in like the streets of Japan, and like they're all lost in translation, and like nobody, like some people recognize other actors, some people don't. They're like recognizing Kirk. Kirk's the Robert Downey Jr., right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they could recognize him, but not recognize Tug Speedman, and he'd be like, "See, even out here, like it doesn't make sense. Like I have like more movies than you, more," and then like, Kirk could be like, "Yeah, but they're all crap. It's just quality, man." Like or just some kind of like.
Jay Baruchel's character's name is Kevin.
Kevin.
I would have never remembered that. Kevin
is-
Sandusky. And then we got
so
Jeff
accurate.
Fats Portman
That's Portman.
That's Portman.
There you go.
or Porter.
So I mean, as far as like other platforms go, besides like TV,
I got
and
you
film,
one.
like what?
Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Thank you. So they're just gonna shoot a second Tropic Thunder. All right, they're gonna do it.
Okay.
They're
Korean War
No, it's
prequel.
this guy wrote another
Civil
war
War.
book that was like similar, and they're just like, all right, guys, we know we dropped the ball on the first one, but we're gonna turn Tropic Thunder into a Black Mirror type like series of films, and they're each gonna take place in different wars, different time periods, and not tie into one another. But we are gonna use the same actors, so I guess it's more like an American Horror Story. Okay, boom, they're on another island. It's crazy. Shit's popping off. Everything's going smooth though. Production's fine. Everything's good. Till one night they hear some noises in the fucking forest. They're like, "Fuck, what was that?" I don't know. One of them's like, "Yo, I think there might be a radio tower at the top of this hill. Let's go." They take a small group of people and they start going up to this radio tower. All right? Keep in mind that the only radio distress signal on the actual island is in French, and it's been looping for the past 16 years just over and over. And when you translate it in French, it actually says like they're going to like, "All my people died. I've been here alone. Please send help." And they're like, "What the fuck? We're just shooting a movie." Like, there's like $1 million production on this fucking island that just seems remote and just seems like there's a lot of fucking crazy sciencey shit. You know, there's like some anthology. Like, it's a weird island. Just great science fiction shit. Anyways, get a little eerie. Whoa. All right. The group of people that went to that fucking radio tower. Okay. They're on their way. Maybe 2/3 of the way there. They hear all of a sudden that same fucking sound that they heard from the night before. Everyone's like, "Oh my God." It's like, boom, boom.
Oh God.
All right. They're not Transformers.
It's
But
visually
it is-
interesting as well. It's
It
visually
is,
interesting.
in fact, a motherfucking smoke monster, because we, boys, are rebooting Lost with the cast of Tropic
Oh, out of nowhere.
Thunder. I gave everybody a week off, and I had to come hard, and you guys were super interested. I felt kind of bad. I was like, dude, I'm just like, these are literally the first episode of Lost. That was literally like, that whole story was like bits, like that was like a B storyline from like episode 3 or
The
something.
B storyline. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm into this.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys.
Well, okay, I was
watch
fucking
Lost.
into
If there's
that,
one,
bro.
actually, To Be Continued podcast is one backdoor advocacy to people needing to watch Lost. Like, I'm trying to get a whole new generation.
That's
Like,
the
why are you
cause?
guys here? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need
Uh,
Lost is making a comeback.
Sorry.
No, but what you did bring up was a good like point that you can make like is take the Tropic Thunder characters still as actors and put them in a scary movie that's
I
actually
love
scary.
that. I love that, and I love the idea of it being like kind of like vignette.
Yes.
You know, vignettes like
100%.
throughout. Like you could make it like Black Mirror, exactly what you
Yeah.
said. What are they called? And
Anthology series.
is that what it be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, well, it has me thinking like if you can. Wow, I said thinking twice. Anyway, 3 times. If you put them all in like a Netflix series or episode, each episode could be like a continuation of them going to different movies and like things like that.
Different
so like
type
almost
of genres. That'd be
different genres
funny,
and things
man.
like that. Like you could follow 2 actors instead of the whole cast and just like see them for an episode doing some like random movie that doesn't go well, and then you could see their like you know.
What does
bullshit
it look like
careers
when
and stuff
Kirk
like that.
Lazarus is on a serious asset
Yeah.
post surgery?
Or like literally a
Yeah.
Netflix, like a Netflix
Yeah.
series that each separate episode is like continuations of each different character.
Like a different movie in that world that
Yeah,
one of
and
them
they
was a
each
part
make
of,
other
or
appearances.
multiples. Like, what if, like, you know, Tugman and then fucking Fats got on one episode, like a movie together. And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah,
we
like
saw
each one,
that,
and then
yeah.
2, and then 3, or whatever, like
Yeah.
the order that you want to tell the
And
stories
then
in.
final episode,
Yeah.
Simple Jack 2.
Simple Jack too.
On
Yeah.
the set of
Or
Simple
this
Jack
could
2.
be the collection of movies that they like.
Did before.
Yeah, like they're at
That's
like the
funny. Like
what
you
is
get
it,
Tobey
trailers and stuff
Maguire,
for it, yeah.
Tobey Maguire do that Gay Monks.
You
movie
show
with,
that actual like as an
yeah,
episode.
That'd be
Oh my
so funny with no like they never like.
Yeah.
I could picture if they committed and
Yeah.
it just went into it like it was like that.
That yeah.
Like that's fucking ballsy, but that's brilliant comedy. Like and it's like that's some crazy
Yeah.
like. That's like levels, dog. Like that's a movie. That's a
Levels of
show
shit.
within a movie within a fake movie. Within, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Jesus Christ,
Dude, that should be the title sequence.
right?
You are about to watch a movie within a movie that's really playing another movie.
So
but it's all
funny.
a show on your streaming device.
I will say though,
It's got to be in Kirk Lazarus blackface
Yeah,
voice.
exactly.
100%. There's something about this like movie though, Tropic Thunder, that I just like wasn't sure about continuing it. And while I think that there is like some weird, like it is a tough one, you know, like we are sitting here trying to like find ways to like maneuver around it. I think I think we actually like pitch stuff.
Even
if
the
I-
Lost episode.
I think a
Yeah.
parameter for this show is like if you can make a video game very easy, then we're gonna have a bunch of fucking other options. Like if you can make a video game about something, I feel like we have 8 other movie pitches. With this one, I was like, oh shit, I don't know what to do about this video. Like I don't know.
I'd like to see a comic book.
Yeah, that would work honestly.
I would totally be down for like a full on graphic novel.
For sure, dude.
And this could be like Tug Speedman's like comics.
That would work.
Or not
honestly.
Tug Speedman, I'm sorry, Kevin's comics.
Yes.
Like this could be this is the sequel to like what
Yes.
he wanted or his ideas for it.
That's so funny. Or what if
It's
one of
like-
them like later on in life reboots Tropic Thunder,
Yeah.
like as a director now, and it's like meta because it's
In
Tug
meta
Speedman.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
It should be Ben Stiller like
Yeah.
back. Like I'm a serious director now.
Yeah.
I had wanted to get this movie the way it was supposed to be
That's
filmed.
fucking good.
So now he gets all young actors to play as like friends and characters, and the same thing like happens.
I think
and
the
it all
most
goes wrong.
important thing is just like finding one good like basis like that and just like really riffing off that. But like again, like you're trying to recreate magic, so it's almost like you want to go different, like no matter what.
It's got to be a little different.
For sure.
It's gotta have
But
the same aspects. Like it's got to have like a twist, kind of.
it's Academy Award nominated.
Yeah.
Like it's just such a fun. Like it's like when people say like Academy Award winning Suicide Squad. People are like, oh my god. But like that makeup was pretty fly. You can't hate on the makeup.
It'd be
The
cool to see if
makeup was
it,
pretty fly.
yeah, actually, yeah, on a lot of the characters.
It's such a horrendous movie. But anyway.
To be continued. That was like really that was like a triple entendre for y'all listening.
Yeah.
You're
no,
welcome.
Thank you for that.
Anyways, anyway, any other things that we can continue Tropic Thunder with?
I don't know, man, but I've really enjoyed this one. This is it's good stuff.
It was a fun one.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I mean, as far as like the favorite one, I think was either the horror one or the they didn't know they're on the island like filming. Like,
It's a good
'cause
one,
I think
yeah.
I would love to see these Tropic Thunder characters mix around with other characters with stories as compelling as theirs. I want to see like it spread, and not instead of like maybe not doing the same thing over, but I want to see like the characters like grow from the Tropic Thunder.
I'm still a huge fan, of the afterwards documentary
for
slash on behind the
Or
scenes.
you can even do like 10 years, like the whole like 10 years later. Or you could film it to like, so that came out in 8. Have it be like 11 years later. This
Yeah.
is this is where they are now.
Yep. And like they all made pretty good money. And just watching like I bet you one of them like spent it all on fucking heroin. Like the movie was
Just
successful.
one of them.
Like did I say all of them? My bad. I meant all
No,
of
no,
them,
no,
just one
no.
of them.
It would be super meta if you base it off their real live roles right now.
Oh, that's
Like
funny.
take those actors and then like Robert Downey
Damn.
Jr. is even bigger and now doing like the Tug Speedman thing and Tug Speedman.
But
what's
it's
Ben
funny
Stiller
because
doing?
now he's like a superhero and he used to
Yeah,
do like
yeah.
super serious roles.
Yeah.
So it turns out that he couldn't get the serious roles, and then he's like, "So what I do? I become a fucking action hero." And then it just shows him like at the top of the billboard, or like not the billboard. Well, what is
you
the
know.
top of the charts in movies? Top of the box office. Thank you.
Yeah,
Shit.
there you go.
Fuck.
Tug Speedman's like he's like secretly hella jealous that he's like the big new action star, and like he's just like, well, I just really like directing.
Have you
I don't
seen
need to
Scorcher
compete with him."
7? Like,
Yeah.
I was in a lot of Scorcher movies. I don't know if you saw those.
I didn't
Like,
see it. I don't have DVD anymore.
oh, fuck.
You could it would be funny to see like Robert Downey Jr. as like that parody of Superman. So instead of like him being Iron Man in this like world, have him play Superman, and everybody loves his like Superman movies. Yeah, I'm on Superman. Like, oh man, how long has it been? Would it be super weird to see Robert Downey Jr. in a Superman suit?
I think it'd be him
I'm
or
picking-
I think
Batman.
it'd be funny.
Him or Batman, it'd be funny to have like a mock on that suit.
Oh,
yeah.
actually, better yet, Batman.
Yeah, either one
Yeah.
though. It'd be funny.
Ooh, that'd
That
be
would
hard
be
to get the
funny.
rights to.
No, they could do just a parody. This is
It's all gonna
Tropic
be
Thunder.
parody.
This is
It's all
like,
gonna be parody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
okay,
It's all
okay,
gonna be
yeah.
like
That's the best part
Matt
about
Man, and it's
this,
gonna be
yeah.
like a dark character whose parents
Matt
were
Man.
killed in front of him as a kid.
He still has the
Yeah,
skin.
of
Oh
course,
my god.
of course. If they show like the movie that he was in, you're still
Yeah.
gonna show the pearls dropping of the parents dying. Like you could take little notes. You know what I mean? Like just be
Yeah.
like, oh, his parents were shot in front of him, and his arch nemesis is the clown.
The
Dude.
jester.
But yeah, bro, there's so many options, honestly. But again, you just gotta commit.
Yeah, we really went down the rabbit hole with that one.
But you can commit though. Like
No, not quite. We
like
can go farther.
I think you can go as crazy as you want.
Yeah.
You just need to commit. That's all it is. Like if you just the thing about that movie is no one ever like questions like the seriousness of it, like in a way. Like
Yeah.
whatever like level of levity, like there's a lot of levity out there, like too, because like you almost feel for all the characters and like that they all are trying to get this certain part of their role like done. Like there's like I think it does get a little weird when he like kills the panda and shit, but but a lot of like the motivations for the characters, you do feel it. Like I think so, or just like the director, how much he just wants to get the role because he like in the meeting with Les Grossman, he's like, "Where's the biggest guy in the room?" He's like, "Go punch that guy in the face." He's like,
really fucking hard.
"Sorry, dog." Like just hits him in
Can
the
we watch
face.
that
It's
scene?
just so good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty satisfied with our choices though. We went off.
I'm satisfied.
We went off, boys.
Yeah, I'm trying to look like some of the actors don't like. Well, I mean, obviously aren't as big as Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I mean, no one's bigger than
But I mean, well, as far as like careers being like different.
Sylvester Stallone. He's big,
Yeah.
but he wasn't in this movie. Shucks.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
wait, what? I'm trying to think.
yeah.
I'm like, what is he? Very well could have been.
Right.
I
but,
think Jack Black though, if you put him in that movie, like, or obviously put him in that movie, it'd be cool to see like an internet personality.
That'd
Like
be funny.
Tropic Thunder was like the joke version of like the Expendables.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a big
Yeah.
play on like Platoon too. I don't know if you've ever seen that old war movie.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning where he's getting shot a bunch of times.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Literally like a scene. That's the cover of Platoon. Is the guy going like this because it's like really important. It's a very important scene. I bet you can find a mashup with like the scene from Platoon and then the scene that Robert Downey Jr. did.
That
But,
tripped me out. You back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
this has been To Be Continued. I've been Jake.
I've been Garrett.
And I've been there.
Thanks for listening. Have a great night.